So this is my EFL League 1 season review and reacting to my season predictions. First of all, yesterday massive congratulations to Yinton City, Cardiff City and Bolton Wanderers for getting promoted to the EFL Championship. And obviously a massive commiserations to Exeter City, Northampton Town, Port Vale and Rotherham United for getting ready to League 2. So let's get straight into it. In terms of who I had as champions, I went for Luton Town as champions. They ended up finishing 7th place. Obviously under Jack Wilshere now. And I think it's one of them seasons for Luton, isn't it, where they only just missed out on the playoffs. I think it's one of them seasons where after suffering back-to-back promotions, back-to-back relegations, from Premier League and the Championship to League 1, not being in League 1 for quite a long time, that's probably where it did door one for them. Right, it's their first season back in League 1, so it felt like it was going to be a massive task. But I thought with the resources they had and the squad and the signings they made, I thought they would door straight back up. Luton personally, I do think they will be up there next season. I don't know if Jack Wilshere, the connection between Jack Wilshere and the fans is still there after I did see Jack Wilshere did confront some Luton fans after one game as well. I know they won the EFL trophy, but I'm not being funny. That trophy's tainted for me because I've said it for years. When under-21 teams were introduced to that EFL trophy, for me, that's when you need to call it quits for me on calling it a trophy, if I'm being honest with you. And it's going to be a strong League 1 next season. That's the only worry for Luton. It's going to be a very strong League 1 because a lot of teams are going to be battling for the same expectations of promotion as well. So I think he's done a reasonable job, though. I do think Jack Wilshere has done a reasonable job. Is it a successful season? No, because Luton would have been expected to door straight back up. But I think Jack Wilshere's done a reasonable job. I do think he will be under pressure going into next season because the expectations will be high. Now you've got that experience of being back in League 1 as well for that season. So, yeah, I think they'll be up there. I do think they'll be up there next season, but it all depends on what everyone does. Second place, I went for Blackpool. Fucking hell. I don't know why I went for Blackpool to get promoted. I don't know. I just thought it was. I put it on the Steve Bruce factor. Yeah, Steve Bruce knows how to get promoted out of these leagues. As well as I felt Steve Bruce was going downhill in his manager career in terms of the stalemates. I was actually impressed with Blackpool's recruitment for this season, but for whatever reason, just hasn't worked out. They obviously brought Ian Everett in during the season. He's kept them off comfortably in the end. Finishing 13th, around mid-table. Ian Everett's not. He's an alright choice, isn't he? He's an alright choice, but I think he was expected to do well with Bolton, wasn't he? With the budget he had at Bolton. It's something obviously it's more different at Blackpool. I really don't know what to expect from Blackpool next season. I think probably mid-table then with Blackpool. I don't think I will ever see them being a relegation battle personally. But again, I could see a scenario where Ian Everett probably gets sacked during the season, and then Blackpool go through another manager again. But it's a hard one to tell with Blackpool. But yeah, an absolute madness prediction from me, thinking they would go up. But to be fair, I was impressed by the recruitment, but I think Steve Bruce cost him at the start of the season for me, in my personal opinion. In third place, I went for Stockport County. I did go for Stockport to win the playoffs, but obviously they did not win the playoffs. They did lose in the playoff final to Bolton Wanderers. But I did get the year position right for Stockport. And then I was technically right on Stockport as well, because last season they reached the semi-finals of the playoffs, and I did say they would do one better and reach the final. Whether they will win it or not is remains to be seen. So they reached the final, and they've shown that progress, Stockport, aren't they? They've always showed that progress over there, China. Didn't get promoted in last year, then the season after, they got promoted. In Year 2, they lost the Year 2 playoff final, obviously to my team, Carlisle United. Obviously didn't get promoted, but then the season after, got promoted. Now in Year 1, obviously reached the semi-finals, lost in the semi-finals, but then after that, then obviously this season reached the final, another step in the right direction in terms of the progress. And I think next season they will get promoted for me. I can see them getting promoted next season. I think Dave Chandler does still need to stay at Stockport for me. I think he's done an incredible job at Stockport County. Again, will be tough for Stockport, because it's going to be a very tough Year 1. Very tough and strong Year 1 next season, in my personal opinion. Because, like I said, with Newton, a lot of teams are going to be battling for that, with them 2 automatic places, and the playoffs are going to be strong as well next season as well. And what cost Stockport this season? The defence for me. I think the defence cost Stockport this season. A better defence, Stockport finished in the top 2 for me. They would finish in the top 2. Because they definitely got goals, Stockport. Definitely got goals. The midfield is very good as well. It's just defensively for Stockport. I know they lost a few defenders, obviously in the summer, which probably did cost Stockport. But they do need to sort that defence out. Stockport will be promoted next season, in my personal opinion. In 4th place, I went for Cardiff City. I went for them to obviously use in the playoff final start the season, but they ended up finishing second and then automatic promotion. So I was right in terms of they'll be up there, Cardiff, but I didn't think they would get promoted, because I thought start the season, I found it quite strange how they were so quiet in the transfer window. They were so quiet in the transfer window, and I thought they needed to invest, especially when you're going into Year 1, as well. But shout out to Brian Barry Murphy for the job he's done at Cardiff. If anything, they didn't make many signings at the Cardiff. Didn't make many signings. They kept most of that squad as well, and yeah, well deserved automatic promotion for Cardiff. Well deserved. Despite they did finish quite a lot of points behind Yinton. Cardiff did kind of fall off towards the end of the season, but when automatic promotion was confirmed, they could obviously separate as well. They still had that gap as well, Cardiff, and Cardiff obviously bounced back to the championship at the first attempt of Atson, as well, and then the EFL Championship's going to be strong as well. EFL Championship's going to be a very strong, tough year to predict next season as well, especially on who will go down as well. But yeah, Brian Barry Murphy deserves all the credit for that job that he's done at Cardiff, for the football he played as well. Didn't make many signings in the summer, but when they did make signings, they've been pretty spot on, haven't they? And Cardiff, congratulations to them for getting automatic promotion straight back to the Championship, first attempt of Atson. And you can't ask for anything better, can you? When you get ready to see one, that's what you want. You want to go straight back up straight away. That's the ideal scenario. 5th place, I went for Pierre Dial. They ended up finishing in 8th place. Obviously, Tom Kevery's in charge. It's been a bit if and buts, hasn't it? It's been on and off for the whole season in terms of results for Pierre Dial. I just think the inconsistency has cost them from then in the playoffs, especially the inconsistency at the start of the season. I think that start of the season cost Plymouth, didn't it? From then the playoff place, in my opinion. And a bit like Jack Wilshere at Newton, I think Tom Kevery's going to have a lot of press on him done into next season, in my opinion. because they will be expected. Because they'll be expected to finish in the playoffs for next season. And it's just the inconsistency, wasn't it, at the start of the season that cost Plymouth big time. But for me, I think Plymouth, I think they'll be a playoff contender for next season, in my opinion. But I do think Tom Kerry should have some pressure on him during the next season, in my opinion. 6th place, I went for Huddersfield Town. They ended up finishing 9th. Yi Kwan was just never the right man, was he? He was just never the right man in the first place for Huddersfield. I said it at the start of the season. Even though I had Huddersfield in the playoffs, I said Yi Kwan will cost Huddersfield promotion, in my opinion. He's not the man to get Huddersfield promoted, and apparently he's now took over at Walsall for next season, so I feel sorry for Walsall next season. But maybe Yi Kwan needs that step down. Maybe he might do well at Walsall, who knows, but obviously the sack Yi Kwan, they brought Ian Manning in. Ian Manning got off to the start, didn't he? Got the result to Huddersfield, but then fell off towards the end of the season. Ian Manning's now left Huddersfield due to personal problems, personal issues, which I'm not going to mention here. That's for him to deal with. I just hope everything's okay with him. And have Huddersfield appointed their new manager? I don't think they have yet, have they? I don't think they've appointed their new manager, unless I've missed something. But I know David Fodner's been linked to Huddersfield. Return to Huddersfield for David Fodner. And he knows the club, to be fair. He does know the club as well. Huddersfield. I think, again, a bit like Plymouth, I think they'll be a playoff contender for next season. I do expect them to be in the playoffs for next season. I don't think, obviously, I don't think they'll finish where they finished this season for next season. I think they'll be a lot more better for next season, more stronger. And they've got a strong team on paper as well. In 7th place, I obviously went for Bolton Wanderers. They ended up finishing 5th place and of course winning the playoffs, beating Stockport County 4-1 in that playoff final yesterday. And it's what Bolton needed. Bolton needed to be back in the EFL Championship after being stuck in League One for quite a few years. Obviously, they've been in League Two, haven't they? They were in League Two in 21-22, which was mental. Which was mad to see. Sorry, not 21-22. Sorry, 2021, wasn't it? Where they were in League One. League Two. Which was just crazy to see. And Steven Schumacher, he's achieved the objective, which was get promotion. And again, be interesting to see what they do in the Championship. They will definitely invest heavily next season when they're in the Championship. Is he the right man for the Championship? I am not sure, because it didn't go too well for him at Stoke, did it, in the Championship? But we'll wait and see how Bolton Wanderers do in the EFL Championship. In 8th place, I went for Wigan Athletic. They ended up finishing 16th. I honestly thought Wayne York would be a good appointment for Wigan, but for me, it just didn't work out at all. That appointment just didn't work out at all for Wigan. And then they appointed Darry Caldwell from Exeter. He kept them up quite comfortably, kept Wigan up comfortably in the end. And I don't think Wigan will be anywhere near the playoffs next season. I think it'll be more the same next season, where it'll be mid-table, probably. Top half, mid-table finish for Wigan for next season under Darry Caldwell, in my personal opinion. In 9th place, I went for Reading. They ended up finishing 12th. Nah, not too far away, was it? Not too far away. I didn't think they'll be finishing the playoffs, so I was technically right in terms of a mid-table finish for Reading. When they appointed Ian Richardson, I said that was a dull appointment for Reading. I said that was a dull appointment for them. And I think it'll be the same again next season for Reading. I think it'll be the same again next season, where maybe chance for the playoffs, but I think they'll finish mid-table then for next season. But yeah, a reasonable season for Reading. I don't think anyone is expecting to win the playoffs personally. In 10th place, I've done for Mansfield Town. For whatever reason, everyone seems to go for Mansfield to door down. For whatever reason. And I'm always the one banning Trump saying they will not door down. They will not door down. Nigel Clough, League One experience. Got that proven experience in League One with Burton as well. Mansfield Town recruit well. They recruit very well every season as well. And I think it'll be the same next season. I think they'll be mid-table then next season. I don't think there'll be anywhere there's in trouble for them. In the 11th place, well, I was way off, wasn't I, on this one? Yinton City. I put Yinton to finish 11th, and they obviously ended up winning the lead. Ended up with Old Horse winning the lead. What a job Michael Stabar has done, by the way. And by the way, I said mid-table would be a decent enough season for Yinton. So I do think they punch above the weight, to be fair, Yinton. They were all, for me, Yinton were always mid-table or maybe a playoff chance every season. But they have done incredibly well, Yinton, to get out of a very strong League One as well. A very strong League One. Fair play to them. I hope they do well in the Championship next season. I have my doubts though. I do have my doubts they'll probably do. I think the EFL Championship for me is far too strong for Yinton. Far too strong. And yes, to be fair, I will say though, no one expected to get ready to League One, did they? So I think Yinton might pounce on an opportunity where one team might do badly in the Championship and might pounce on it. It's important that the team holds Stabala for next season. The EFL Championship. If they didn't keep hold of him, they'll give themselves the best chance of staying up in the EFL Championship for next season. But yeah, by far, he was one man to the season for me, by far. 12th place, I went for Yeaton Orient. They finished in 20th place. I know Prenny K74. He's a Yeaton Orient fan. He has a soft spot for Yeaton Orient. I think they're in trouble for next season. I really do. I think they're in trouble. Not because of Witty Rowans, but I think it's that thing with a League 2 team, isn't it, where they keep themselves in League 1 for 2 seasons and then they will get eventually found out. And yeah, no, it was a massive drop off, obviously from last season when they reached the playoffs. A massive drop off. That's the worry for Yeaton Orient, in my opinion. And also with League 1, League 1's in that more squander as well, with the teams coming up from League 2. The likes of MK Dons, Cambridge, the winner of Notts County, Salford today. Obviously, you got Bromley as well. Bromley, who recruit very well as well. I think Yeaton Orient are unfortunately going to be one of the favourites to door down for next season. Hope he won, because Yeaton Orient, I've always seen Yeaton Orient as a League 1 club. Hope he won, but I just think there is obviously going to be a time in the season where you get eventually found out. A bit like Northampton. It's a bit like Northampton this season. They eventually got found out now after being in League 1 for the last couple of seasons as well. In 13th, I went for Wycombe Wanderers. I was only 2 places off. They ended up finishing in the 11th. I was still technically right. They finished mid-table. They fell away from the playoff race in the end under Michael Duff, who was appointed. I think that's a good appointment, by the way. I do think Michael Duff will be. I think Wycombe Wanderers will be a strong team next season as well under Michael Duff. Michael Duff is a very good coach, very good manager. and I think Wycombe Wanderers should go into next season very positive, in my opinion. Maybe not automatic promotion, but in terms of trying to get pure place, in my opinion. In 14th place, I went for Bradford City. They ended up finishing 4th in their first season back in League 1 after being promoted from League 2. And just goes to show, doesn't it, that League 1 was not a tough league, Paul Simpson, wasn't it? But according to the Carlisle manager Paul Simpson, every team was a good league, a good team in League 1 when we went up. And I'm telling you now, we still should have stayed up in League 1. No matter what our fans say, saying the squad was bad and all that, the teams were bad in League 1 as well. The teams were bad in League 1. I'm fair play to Bradford City, though. Fair play to Bradford. Obviously, Graham Alexander, the manager. Denton promoted out in League 2. Obviously, they recruited very well. Sandy had some mass power, for example. Pennington at centre back as well. Proven League 1 players as well. Recruited very well, and that's why Bradford finished 4th. They did lose in the semi-finals of the playoffs to Bolton, but there's no shame in that for Bradford. I still think it's been a fantastic season for Bradford because I honestly thought only mid-table for Bradford personally. I said Bradford would stay up in League 1 in the first season back in League 1. I thought their aim was just safety for me. I think that was every Bradford fan's aim, just safety, just stay up. But wow, they punched above the weight in a good way and finishing the playoff places. Can they back that up for next season? I'm not sure. I think that remains to be seen because I think League 1 will be even more stronger next season. But Bradford, for me, the size of the football club, I would argue that they are even EFL champions of level for me, Bradford, in terms of the size of the fan base and the football club. But yeah, this should be in League 1. I think there will be a stable club in League 1 every season now, in my opinion. I don't ever see them going back down from League 1 unless something dramatic happens. Obviously, I put them to finish 14th. That's what I expect next season for Bradford. I don't really want to piss on their parade, but I think Bradford will find it very tough to try and get in the playoffs again for next season, in my opinion, because League 1 will be even more stronger. So I think next season for Bradford, it'd be more top half, mid-table then for Bradford, in my opinion. But fair play to them. 15th place, I went for Barnsley, got that spot on. For me, I didn't know where Barnsley were done into the season. That's why I put them 15th. I said it could have went two ways. It could either be in potential where they're in trouble, or it would be mid-table. And it was the latter in the end. They ended up in some mid-table. I still don't know where Barnsley are going, especially into next season. With West and they're heading in next season. They obviously got their mind to win now for next season as well. I'm just unsure with West and they're going in, to be honest with you, Barnsley, for next season and seasons ahead. 16th place, I went for Doncaster Rovers. They ended up in 14th. Successful season, isn't it? Because their aim was to stay up and they competed it. They stayed up quite comfortably in the end. Obviously, Jordan Dibson has now left Doncaster Rovers. So I think he'll probably end up playing in League 2 again. Jordan Dibson. Joseph Barber left as well. And but yeah, Doncaster Rovers, Grant McCann had that proven League 1 experience as well, hasn't he? So yeah, I didn't expect anything less from Doncaster, but to stay up, which they did, and they stayed up quite easy and comfortably as well in 14th. In 17th place, I went for Port Vale. They ended up finishing 22nd place. I always said Darren Moore was the only worry for Port Vale going into the season. I just don't rate him at all. I just don't rate Darren Moore at all. I think Darren Moore was quite fortunate getting Port Vale promoted with the squad he had, in my personal opinion. Albeit, you obviously need to do it. You still need to get promoted at the end of the day. But I don't particularly rate Darren Moore as a manager or a head coach. And I think his Netherlands cost Port Vale this season. John Brady came in too late for Port Vale, came in far too late. If John Brady came in early in the season, I actually think Port Vale might have stayed up. For me. But I think Port Vale should be positive going into next season. Obviously with John Brady, that John Brady's well proven in League 2. Got Northampton promoted out in League 2. I think he'll get Port Vale straight back into League 1, in my personal opinion, at the first attempt of Atkinson. I think he will. Martin Boyle, you'll say Dundee back to Port Vale as well, as head of recruitment or director of football, one of the two. Obviously, you'll say Port Vale and get Martin Boyle from my team. Obviously, my team, Carlisle United. Just shows how much of a mess Carlisle were in, to be honest with you. But it can't really say anything to Martin Boyle, who wants to go back to Port Vale. You can't really deny him that. But yeah, Port Vale. Yeah, I think they'll be one of the favourites to go off next season. I really do, under John Brady as well. But then I will say League 2 will be. The thing is, with League 2 though, I think League 2 is going to be even stronger as well. That's going to be hella competitive as well. 18 players went for Peterborough United. They were in big trouble. To start off with, but then Luke Williams came in and took over, and Peterborough finally getting rid of Darren Ferguson. I know he's Darren Matanzi's best mate, but they were only done one way if they kept hold of him, and that was where they sent to League 2. But the got rid of him at the right time, brought in Luke Williams. He made an instant impact straight away, and Peterborough pretty much did survive quite comfortably in the end, to be fair. Did pretty much survive comfortably. But in terms of next season, again, a bit like Barnsley, I don't know where Peterborough are heading in terms of next season for me. Because they can't keep flirting with where they're done, like they have done for the last 2 seasons, because they could be looking over the shoulders, because we've already seen Rotherham United. Well, we've already seen Rotherham go down to League 2. You're not too big to go down. So I think Peterborough could be in trouble looking over the shoulders as well, potentially. But it's all about how they recruit going into the transfer window. 19 players went for AFC Wimbledon, got that spot on. First season back in League 1. And yeah, I said they'll stay up. They're a well-run club. Johnny Jackson in charge. Johnny Jackson obviously got that experience of course in League 1 as well. With, I think it was with Charlton, wasn't it? Yeah, was it with Charlton? Where he managed in League 1. And yeah, Johnny Jackson, he's done a good job there. The aim was to stay up, and he has stayed up. The only problem is, I think next season could be that there's going to be that narrative of 17 syndrome potentially for Wimbledon for next season. I think they will be one of the bookmakers' favourites to go down personally. Wimbledon, especially with the teams that are coming up from League 1 as well. So again, I think that's going to be the aim for next season. Try and survive again in League 1. 20th place, I went for Rotherham United, and they obviously got relegated, finishing 23rd. I'm not really shocked they got relegated personally. I'm not really shocked because I thought they were in big trouble going into the season. I thought they would survive by the skin of the teeth. But I said they were the team going into the season who may be a bit of a shock to go down. And that was Rotherham. Find themselves in a relegation battle, and obviously they went down. Because I don't think anyone really expected Rotherham to go down, especially all the experts as well. Because all these EFL experts always keep going for Mansfield to go down. I just don't know why, but they always seem to have that obsession with Mansfield going down. But yeah, start season, I was like, I was worried for Rotherham. I was worried for them. I don't think it was the right manager in charge either, and I thought it was looking peak for them during the season, and it did end up being peak as well, as they ended up getting relegated. They got Steve McCowan in as head of, I think he's the head of recruitment. I think that's the one choice then. I do think that's the one choice then. Because I don't think he's going to appoint anyone good at all from Rotherham. And for me, I'm sorry to say it to Rotherham fans, I think you're going to be stuck in Year 2 now for quite a few years, if I'm being honest with you. I just don't like the way your club's going, to be honest with you. I do feel sorry for you. I do feel sorry for their fans as well. Because not only though, they were a championship club as well. They were in the EFL championship. I remember Neil Warnock ended up keeping them up in the championship as well. Now they're in Year 2. They've been one at a pigsty at Rotherham. Now they've got Steve McCowan in. I don't think that's a good choice at all. I really don't. As a manager or as head of recruitment, I don't think it's the right choice at all. Because I don't think you don't be particularly impressed either by who you're going to appoint. I know Paul Simpson's been in, but obviously that ain't going to happen now. I think you should be delighted that Paul Simpson's not happening. I think you should be delighted. Because I'm a Carlisle fan. Look, Paul Simpson did a good job at Carlisle in terms of getting us promoted to League One, but it did become stale with him. And I do think Paul Simpson is no longer the coach anymore. I think he is finished as a coach. I know it happens where he just lost that trust as a head coach or manager. Rotherham, then for me, they need to get the right appointment. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck in Year 2 for years, in my opinion. In my personal opinion. And I think you will be, unfortunately. I do think Rotherham will be stuck in Year 2 for quite a few years, which is a real sad shame, isn't it, to see. In 21st place, I went for Leicester City. I thought every season they can't just keep surviving by the skin of the teeth. They've obviously done that for the past few seasons. The first with Red Dyson. Obviously, it's been a long time since they've been back in Year 2. Obviously, 2022 was the last time back in Year 2. Obviously, I remember they beat Carlisle as well, 21-22 season. And yeah, for me, I think Exeter be interesting. They've got Matt Taylor, haven't they? Who obviously did get them promoted from Year 2 to Year 1. So he knows the club already at Exeter. So, and then I think Exeter, they'll be a little bit confident going into Year 2 next season. They'll have some confidence going into Year 2. But then, like I said, I think it's going to be a very difficult year, Year 2, to get out of, especially with York and Rochdale, who came up as well. And Exeter, I think a bit like Port Vale, I think they'll chance for the playoffs, but that's probably about it, if I'm being honest with you. Obviously, Exeter first with Red Dyson League for quite the last couple of years. I think they'll be okay. I think Exeter will be okay, in my opinion. But it's going to probably take quite a long time for them to get. I think it's going to take a few seasons for them to get out of Year 2. Because you want the big clubs, don't you, to get out of Year 2, don't you? Ideally, in terms of Exeter's situation as well. 22nd place, I went for Burton Albion, defending 17th. They just keep on surviving, don't they? Swear to God. I thought they would at last get found out and end up done down. But they just keep on finding a way every season to survive. Keep on finding a way every season to survive. No doubt next season, I'll probably put them to stay up, and they will probably end up going down. Now I said that, and but yeah, deserved to stay up, didn't they? Deserved to stay up because there was more worse teams than Burton Albion, and then I think there will be in a way decent battle with them. But not that. But once then, they'll probably find a way to survive it then. Burton Albion. I think their soundtrack needs to be "I Will Survive." With Burton Albion, they always keep staying up every season. But yeah, I think the thing is there is always going to be one season where they will finally get found out and get relegated, in my opinion. But they've done really well. I tell you what, for the size of the football club, they've done really well. Keep on surviving in League One, being a stable League One club as well. They've done really well at Burton Albion. And in 23rd place, Stevenage. Yeah, that was just an awful prediction, wasn't it? You know what it was? I thought Steve Evans would be a bit yacht for Stevenage. I thought he would be a bit yacht. I wasn't convinced that EFL was going to do it for another season, and he has. He's done it for another season and finally got them, obviously, in the playoffs as well. Fantastic job, underrated job that EFL's done, because it would have easily went downhill after Steve Evans, yeah. But he took the reins and continued this stable job at Stevenage, this fantastic job at Stevenage. Stevenage, I don't think they'll be in any trouble next season in League One. I really don't. I think they are now a stable League One club now, Stevenage. They are well won as well. Obviously lost in the playoff semi-finals, so then no shame in that though. Everyone would have expected Stockport to win. As much as I thought Stevenage would be a tough game for Stockport with the way Stevenage set up in terms of defensively as well. Very effective team as well. And that's the thing, their effectiveness. Stevenage are very effective. That's why I think they'll still be in League One for 3 more seasons. They're very effective, very tactical as well, and they'll be okay. They'll be okay, Stevenage, and once then they'll probably chance for the playoffs or keep on finishing mid-table every season. Which I never thought would happen, by the way. I thought they would go back down to League 2 at some point. But finally, Northampton Town, obviously, I got that spot on, finished bottom of the table. Wasn't convinced by Kevin Nolan. We wasn't convinced he was the right man at all. I honestly thought they would be the worst team in the league as well, and they have been. They have been the worst team in the league. The act of goals, I sent them down for me. The act of goals, not too bad. I don't think they've been too bad in games defensively, but when you have no goals in the team, you add them down. I'm afraid you add them down. Be interested to see what they do next season. Obviously, they've now appointed Chris Hodd. I tell you what, that's a very underwhelming appointment, Chris Hodd. I don't know how that's going to work with them next season for Northampton. I'm not saying he will send Northampton down, by the way. I'm not saying he's going to be putting Northampton in where there's some battle. I just think a bit like Yi Kwan at Walsall, is he really the right man to... Is he the man to get you promoted back out of Year 2? I'm not convinced, personally. I'm not convinced at all. So, but yeah, be interested to see what happens with Northampton next season in a very strong Year 2 as well. But that is my 2025-2026 EFL League 1 season review. We happen to our season predictions. Feel free to see your thoughts on this season down below in the comments. Everyone's season down below in the comments. And, but yeah, once again, massive congratulations to Yenton, Cardiff and Bolton being promoted to the Championship. And a massive commiserations to Exeter, Northampton, Port Vale and Rotherham for getting relegated to Year 2. And I'll see you all in the next one.